I want to talk about this this Clipper series, anyways, man. In terms of how,
dude, unreal.
Yeah, how you literally, like I said, the shift from the Trailblazers and Lakers series was the exact opposite with the Clippers. Like that first game with the Clippers, you're thinking, okay, this is about to be over with. And then they turn around and now Luka goes nuts. I mean, shoot, that the game winner that he hit the other day. Holy smokes, bro.
Oh yeah, just
yeah,
the whole game.
that was nasty, bro.
A 43-point triple double. They were down double digits first half. Bum ankle. Yeah. No Porzingis.
Yeah, it was nasty,
against
bro.
the Clippers.
And that's the stripe I'm talking about, bro.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the stripe, bro.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it's just completely absurd. He's awesome, dude.
Top 5 scorer in the league right now, bro.
Easily.
He's filthy, bro.
Easily.
And the thing was this, man. So, like you said, we saw game 1. We're thinking, like, all right, the Clippers about to go ahead and get him up out of here. And literally, game 2 comes, and Luka is just out of this world. Porzingis, I mean, he balled out that second game without a doubt. But, dude, it's been nuts, man, because with Porzingis in and out of the lineup, we're really seeing Luka just say, you know what, I'm just going to take over. And that's what he's been doing, man. Like, it's crazy right now, man.
Here's what happened. The game 4 started, and Luka's already playing on the bum ankle. And because I was watching game 3, and he got hurt in game 3. That was a close game, too, until he got hurt.
Yeah.
He still ended up posting a triple-double. He came back. He was playing terrible, though. Like he was shooting really bad the whole game, but it's just crazy for him to be shooting that bad and to have that type of an impact still where I feel like he's a threat every time he's dribbling the ball off the court for something. Assist, playmaking, I don't care what it is. But then, he's coming in on that bum ankle. He couldn't finish out the game 3. Right. So in game 4, I'm thinking, all right, let's see how this is. And I didn't even have any clue that Porzingis was out. And I'm watching the start of the game. I'm like, where's Porzingis? He's just sitting on the sidelines. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is over.
Yeah.
This is over. Then the Clippers start getting up double digits.
They were like 20 at one point, yeah.
I'm like, geez, oh man, this thing's done. I went to Best Buy in the middle of it to get some video equipment. I came back in the fourth quarter, and it was a comeback. I'm like, I can't be doing this again. I can't do this again.
No, it was filthy, man. And like you said, I was able to watch, like I said, seeing the end sequence of like regulation, and even then it was kind of like you're holding your breath. Like, all right, Kawhi missed. All right, bet. Now you're over here like, all right, did he get the timeout in time? Because that was the whole thing. And I mean, they gave him like 0.1 or 0.2 seconds on the clock. So like, all right, it's nothing about to happen. But even in overtime, Luka was just filthy, bro.
Clutch. Like the moment was not too big at all. And he, like fourth quarter. He was driving to the hole, trying to get buckets, trying to go to the free throw line or whatever.
Nothing, man.
No, not at all. Some of the spin moves, some of the counter, it was crazy. He was getting the shots he wanted. What's funny to me is he'll just chuck up air balls, and then
he doesn't care.
No, and then the next time he comes right back down, it's a swish, like the best shot you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
It's very fun to watch.
It is
his style of play and everything. He's awesome, man.
Now, have you been surprised with Kawhi and Paul George not taking him as like their main defensive assignment? Because we talked about,
I saw like a couple of times when Kawhi was on Luka.
Yeah,
he was causing some problems. Luka was still able to get like a shot here and there, but like he had to like really try to get it, like really grind to get it.
For me, man, I was surprised because we always talk about what makes Paul George and even Kawhi their value so high is because they can score on offense, but they are locked down on defense. And I was surprised because in the fourth quarter and even in the overtime and the critical moments, the last 3 possessions of the overtime, neither one of them are taking the matchup with Luka. And I'm just kind of like, what are y'all doing? Like, this is what makes y'all, this is what, when people try to give knocks on LeBron, they're like, oh, well, he doesn't play defense all the time. Or we love Giannis because Giannis will be a lockdown defender. Kawhi's lockdown defender. It's like, you got the opportunity to lock down a guy who's going absolute nuts. It was nobody else on the Mavericks that was scoring. Porzingis was not even playing. And it's like, y'all, neither one of y'all want to take him? Like, come on, man. You gotta do better than that,
The only dudes that were scoring are dudes that Luka's passing to.
And that's
like spot up shots. Trey Burke, dude, I don't know where he's come from. Like, I don't know where he's been nice, man. It's a pleasant surprise. I mean, even Hardaway knocking down shots. It's just like,
listen, man, I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. It's the 757 magic. My man Dorian Finney-Smith, man, he from the crib, man. Anytime absolutely, man. So anytime you got somebody like that on the 757 on the team, you can expect them to do their thing, baby. So we just go chop it up to that.
Dude, Boban making some points.
Hey, he look good. He got a post game interview. I was hyped for him, man. Yeah. Boban, he got a little jump hook, man. He look good.
like on paper, Clippers roster's better, but Mavericks are able to do it, and Luka's the X factor. He really is. He's just been unreal.
Like Luka's going crazy. Like I said, the bad performances by Paul George have played into it, and they're missing Patrick Beverley in a big way, man. He's their ball handler. He's the heart of the team in terms of setting that tone from a defensive standpoint, very similar to what Rajon Rondo is with the Lakers in terms of just that nastiness, that toughness, that just edginess about him. They're missing that right now, and if Paul George doesn't step his game up while Patrick Beverley is, I mean, hopefully he'll be back within a game or so, but you never know right now. If Paul George doesn't step up, man, and Luka keeps balling like that, it's going to get really interesting, man. It could easily be something crazy going on here, man.
Yeah, you know Kawhi's going to show up. Like, I think Kawhi's that good.
And he's been showing up every game, too. Like, it's not like awesome. He's had an off game at all. Mm-hmm.
No, I definitely believe in Kawhi trying to close this out and keep going. And that's so what do you think's going to happen? Because we were talking a little bit before this, and I still have that feeling that Clippers better on paper. I think they have the better defense all around. And Paul George is playing like this, and they're still close games.
Yeah.
And I think Kawhi is going to be steady Kawhi and keep balling out, where I still feel like Clippers, I think what they could do is a little more sustainable in the next 3 games. If Paul George is just a little bit better and Clippers just stay the same, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little tougher for the Mavericks.
See, I look at it like this. You're saying Paul George playing bad. If he just plays good, it shouldn't be close. I look at it like this.
Not even good. Just like, could you get 15 or 16 points?
If Porzingis is healthy.
Right.
That's a game changer.
You brought that point up, too.
People forget this last game. We want to chalk it up to Paul George playing bad. Luka was out there on one wheel, bad ankle, and was no Porzingis. So for me, I'm looking at it the other way. I'm like, if you're the Clippers, y'all better take it serious, because if Porzingis gets back out here and Luka, the longer this thing goes, the more he's probably going to be a lot healthier. That's scary if you're the Clippers right now, man. That's how I look at it, man. I don't think that it's one of those, Paul George has to play good and that changes everything. I think, man, he's going to have to play, like, he can't be a 15 score. He has to get 20 plus, man. Otherwise, they're not going to have enough.
Here's the thing. I do think the Mavericks are, in a way, outplaying the Clippers, even though, like I'm saying, I think the Clippers are the better team, and they're able to stick around despite all that. But what's been derailing the Mavericks are these random injuries throughout. And Porzingis
without a doubt, man. Yeah.
Booted in that game. Porzingis not playing the last game. Luka getting hurt. Getting hurt in game 3, where they were right in the mix of that game as well. So,
because you can low-key make a case that it could be.
I know, that's what I mean.
The series could be totally different right now in the favor of the Mavericks, man.
I know, that's what I mean. I think the Mavericks are outplaying them, but injuries and all this stuff is what makes a series, unfortunately. That's
Clippers have got the fluky.
That's why I think the Clippers have gotten lucky up to this point, and I think going forward, I don't know, I think it's going to lean a little bit in their favor, but I don't know, man. Luka's the X factor. If he keeps going off, like, I would love to see it happen.
Yeah, because this is my thing to you. I'm like, if we have said thus far in this series, all the breaks have went the Clippers' way, and it's 2-2 right now. What happens when the breaks don't go the Clippers' way? What happens when
you could say, but that's what I mean with the Paul George thing, though. If the breaks start going his way, if he could start maybe getting close to 20 points.
Have all the breaks not went the Clippers' way? They haven't had any of the major injuries. Their 2 star players have been out there every game.
I guess Beverly being injured.
No. Beverly's not a star. I said they're star players in terms of Kawhi, in terms of Paul George, and even Lou Will off the bench. Lou had 30 off the bench. Like they have.
That's a question. Is that going to be sustainable? I know he can drop 20. I know he can drop 20. Is he going to be getting 30 like that these next 3 games?
He could score as much as he want to score. I already told you, man. He's the one. Before he brushes his teeth, man, he getting a bucket. That's what he does. All right, it is what it is with him. But when I think of the rest of it, I'm like, man, if you're the Clippers, you can't bank on Porzingis not showing up because of an injury, or you can't bank on Porzingis being ejected. You can't bank on that. You can't bank on Luka getting hurt again. That's different right now, man. The Mavs have had all the adversity, and they're still right in the thick of this thing. Versus a roster, when you talk about the Clippers have the overwhelmingly better roster.
They do.
So I'm saying, man, they better be careful, because right now everything's been going for them, bro. If Kawhi has an off game, what does that look like right now?
Bad.
Because he's been great the whole time.
He's not though. I think Kawhi's that good. I really do.
I understand that. If he has an off game, what does that look like?
Not good.
Yeah.
I don't think him or Luka are going to have off games. Even if Luka has an off game, Or even Kawhi.
I think they have off games, but it's not like he's not gonna have a Paul George type performance like off game.
But that's my point. Whenever he had the triple double, I think it was 13 points. He had 10 assists and 10 rebounds when he got hurt. He was shooting really bad that game, but he still made a crazy impact. Kind of like Kobe in the game 7 of the Celtics series they won. He shot really bad, but still was padding up the stat line across the board and making his impact known. I feel that way about Luka and Kawhi. Like even if they're having an off game, their impact will be felt.
Yeah,
they still have a chance to close things out in the fourth quarter and flip the switch at any point.
Now, do you feel that way about Paul George?
No. How should anyone think that? We've just witnessed it the last 3 games. I know,
but man, when he came to LA, everybody was like, he's a superstar. They gave him the superstar moniker, and I'm just like, I don't really see how that has happened thus far, but I understand, man.
He did have a really good season with the Thunder. He's had good moments with the Pacers.
He's had good moments, but a superstar we feel like is a little bit different, man. When we think of our superstars in the league.
Well, that's the thing. I know you want to knock me sometimes for the whole big moments, or maybe I weigh playoffs too much, but I think that stuff counts, dude. I really do. It does count. And we do see a large sample size of players in regular seasons, but you're right. When you want to break things down, Paul George's performances in playoffs, there are certain players that have a high reputation because of their regular season. Their performances in playoffs might leave you more to be desired.
Yeah.
And it counts. It definitely counts, because what good is it to have these amazing regular seasons or have amazing stat lines in the regular season and not show up when it counts? Well, and you want the players that can do both, and that's what makes top 5 players top 5 players.
Well, and I will say this: when we talk playoff performances, it holds more weight to me in the NBA and in NHL and in baseball where you have a legit series. Because now you can have an off game, but I want to see you over the duration. You're going to have multiple opportunities to make your statement.
Football is a much more team game,
it's one
too.
Game. It's team game. I understand that. Absolutely. So that's why, like, when we talk football, I don't really I understand the playoff element, and it does hold weight, but to me, it doesn't hold nowhere near the same level of weight as in these other playoffs where it's actual series. Because for you you can have an off game and this guy be on today and shoot one game, you're done. But then if you look at some of these 7-game series or even it's all 7 games, but sometimes they obviously don't go 7 games. You're going to get a better barometer of who the better team is, who the better player is, who the clutch player is. And I think that's why for NBA, we talk about like playoffs and it holds so much more weight, because it's like, oh no, you had to be the legit best team to win that series. There was nothing fluky going on. There wasn't you won that one game, it was lucky shot, buzzer beater. Nah, you got to do that thing 4 times for me to really believe it. And if you do it 4 times, then there is no debate about it. In the NFL, man, shoot, you're one missed field goal away from it. Oh man, now this guy sucks because he can't win in the playoffs. It's not his fault that his team, the kicker, missed the field goal, but then we'll hold that against him. Oh man, he chokes in the playoff every year. He's not winning in the playoffs. It's not the same. That's how I look at it, man.
That's the argument for people that want to rip on Romo, and that's one of the. You gotta look at a player and just what he does, you know, because Romo has had clutch moments, but the Dallas defense has been bad over the course of his career. I don't know about kickers and whatnot, but
you had the catch, no catch with Dez. That was the play.
You know, that kind of stuff happens. So I really do. I try to take and weigh each player, because Jim Kelly's another example, Hall of Famer. He's been to Super Bowls. That Bills kicker missed one of those. I think it was a Dallas Super Bowl right at the end. If he makes that, all right, Jim Kelly, Super Bowl champ.
And that changes
everything. Been to 3 other Super Bowls. Yeah, exactly. So.
And not just 3 other Super Bowls consecutively too, man.
Like it's one of those things. You don't want to say who's a dude that won a Super Bowl. I guess Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson. Who's another example? Flacco. I think Flacco's a better example because he had a better career than Brad Johnson or Trent Dilfer. He won a Super Bowl, but you're not saying he's better than Dan Marino or like Jim Kelly or any of those guys. You gotta factor some things in. I
just feel like when it comes to the NBA, it's a more clear cut how we view playoffs and how we weight it. Whereas with the NFL, some people will treat NFL playoffs as if it was NBA playoffs, as if this team showed they were the best by winning 3 games versus one particular team. And it's like, nah, that's not the case. It's a lot that goes in some of these games, man. A lot can change just off of one game. That's the only thing in terms of how we weigh it and stuff like that. And that's why even when we're talking and you always bring up the playoffs, I'm like, man, I understand the playoff argument, but when it comes to football, it's different. It's a little different, man.
It is. Yeah. I can't really argue that at all. I actually agree because NBA much more. obviously it's a team game, but you can have one player dominate. If you're the leader of a team, like you got to show up.
Yes.
Like if Luka doesn't show up, if Kawhi doesn't show up, LeBron, Giannis, like you're screwing your team.
Yes,
like that's
without a doubt. Like there is no debate about that one.
And if you want to go down as one of the top 10, top 20 guys, you got to show up. That's kind of how it is.